Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. Right now you have a chart of the NASDAQ 100 in front of you, the NASDAQ 100 futures that is. And as you can see, we are now testing, trading back within the Kumo cloud here. We're looking at support. We pulled all the way back here and we've hit a nice little low inside the cloud. So now we're going to have to fight to get back outside the cloud. And we have these two support zones here starting to act like resistance to the upside. So basically we can expect to see resistance around the 2284 and 3/4 range, or 2284 and a half, somewhere around there. That's going to be the new resistance now, and we're going to have to fight like crazy to get back up above par. You also see here where this blue line crossed below this red line here, that's bearish. We also have a confirmed pulse wave breakdown, okay, to the downside, which means we're now in a state of flux where the market's either going to continue to accelerate to the downside, or it's going to do a head fake and this becomes a bear trap in which we power back up and get back above the 2400 level. We'll have to wait and see how the NASDAQ operates. Now, I will say this. We know that there is an earthquake in Japan, and our thoughts and prayers are with the people there. I know a lot of property damage and life lost. That's not a good thing, regardless of where it happens or who it happens to. And so our thoughts and prayers are with the people in Japan. I don't know if HAARP is involved with the Japan earthquake or not. It's getting to the point where it's very difficult to discern what is natural and what is HAARP. We do know that HAARP has been used many a time within the last 18 months. What we don't know is that it's getting difficult now to gauge the real natural disasters, because as you know, we have disturbed the fault lines in the Earth's crust with all this deep oil drilling, okay, and all the other top secret things that we've been doing with the weather and cloud seeding and chemtrails and putting all this aluminum in the air. You know, these things all merge together, though, as fundamentals always play out in the charts, okay? So obviously someone knew something, because you saw the market start to correct after we topped out up in here, okay? So there was information out there, whether it was known in the mainstream media or not. Some information was out there. There have been arguments saying that the cloud seeding and the dumping of all the aluminum into the atmosphere is being done to deflect harmful rays of radiation to the Earth, and to cause it to be reflected back out into space. And people are saying that the brown dwarf is the cause of this particular planet, star, comet, whatever you want to call it. Supposedly it comes every once in a blue moon and causes all types of trouble and things like that within the planet. Well, you know, really, to be honest with you, that's really neither here nor there. And I'll tell you why. If it is exactly, let's just assume that this brown dwarf thing was real. Let's just assume that it's going to come and we're going to have these planetary perturbations and problems with the sun and all this other stuff. Okay. Even if you draw it out to its logical conclusion and say, okay, the Earth is coming, this thing is going to collide with the Earth and everything is going to just blow up. Okay. First of all, if that happens, there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing the elite can do about it. There's nothing that anyone can do about it. Nothing. You can't hide under the Earth. You can't hide above the Earth. You can't hide anywhere. There's nothing you can do that will protect you from that. Even if you were able to go into some deep underground bunker, the radiation would still kill you. Okay? So, and if the radiation didn't kill you, you'd be trapped down there and would never be able to come out, because of all the earthquakes and volcanic eruptions and just all the total change of the Earth's surface. So regardless of how you look at it, there's no way out of it. Okay, there's no way to stop something like that. I know that the movie Deep Impact shows, shows things, and the other movie, I forgot what it was called, with Bruce Willis in it, where he had to go and they tried to set nuclear weapons on the comet to break it up and cause it to miss us, or whatever the case. Look, the bottom line is this. Eventually, we are going to see some really crazy weather, some really crazy things happen in the cosmos, period. Okay? There's no way to stop that. Those days are coming. Now, whether they happen in our lifetime, or in our children's lifetime, or our grandchildren's lifetime, don't know, doesn't matter. But we do know that eventually the Earth will be hit by some comets. We do know that our weather patterns are definitely, absolutely going to change. We do understand that the Earth is going through some incredible changes, and we do know that eventually it's going to set off massive chain reactions along the fault lines. Every major fault line of the planet is going to go off at the same time. We do know that that is coming. That is an event. That is a certainty. Yellowstone will erupt. Every major volcano on the face of the earth and underneath the earth and the oceans are going to go off. One day in the future, they're going to go off at the same time. We also know that there's going to be a massive chain reaction of earthquakes. Earthquakes that go off simultaneously across the entire planet. We do know that. Okay, just like in the days of Peleg, when the geography was just one big island mass, and then we had a massive earthquake that separated the continents. Well, we know that another situation like that is going to happen, and it is going to cause just total catastrophe. And as a result of this spewing of all this volcanic ash into the atmosphere, it is going to pretty much permanently change our topography and also our climate. And the actual chain reaction itself is going to be set off by man. And man has already done that. He's already started that with what happened in the Gulf. So that's going to set off that's already set off a chain reaction to start this. So the first waves of devastation we're already starting to see. And then there are going to be things that are out that have nothing to do with what man did, and it's just the earth going through these changes, and just our cosmos going through some changes. So eventually that is going to happen. Eventually we are going to have a very horrible water crisis because of all the eruptions and all the earthquakes. All of these little things we're seeing isolated here and there is nothing compared to what's about to happen. And so yes, the government has been preparing in secret for this stuff because they know it's about to happen. So it means nothing. But also, for those of you who are in the Black Ops trading room, we already addressed this next subject, but for those of you who may have missed it that day, I will address it briefly now. In regards to the alien thing, if there are aliens, we have never met them. Okay, we can't say for a certainty all things that God has created. We don't know. But we do know that if they are, we have not been introduced to them. The only things we know for certain as far as intelligent entities that God has made is man and the angels. We have fallen angels and we have righteous angels, okay? And we have man. Now, we also know that deception is rampant because of the arch enemy of our souls. Therefore, all types of lying signs and wonders can become apparent, okay? That's not the issue. The issue is this. The issue is not with celestial bodies. It's not with angelic hosts. The issue is with man himself. Can't blame anybody else for what man has done or is about to do. Them passing off an alien will be just as easy as it was when they tried to test public opinion with the psyop of the pregnant man. All of you remember the pregnant man on Oprah. No one challenged this in the media. No real professional said a word about it. It was just parroted over and over again. Pregnant man, first pregnant man. It was not a pregnant man. It was a lesbian woman who took all types of hormones and things to alter her body and decided to get pregnant and have a baby. Okay? She was still ontologically a woman. She was still in every way biologically and genetically a woman. Okay? She's a woman. Women can grow beards. Women can bench press and lift weights and get all cut up and shredded and look just like a man. Okay? So, yes, you can alter your body to a certain extent, but you cannot ontologically change yourself. Just like a cat can't become a rabbit. A monkey cannot become a man. A fish cannot become a bird. Okay? There is no macro evolution. We've seen microevolution within the species, but not macroevolution. Okay, that just is impossible. It will not happen. But I'll tell you what will most likely happen. They will produce an individual who will, on surface, appear to look just like us, talk like us, sound like us. He will be a human, but he will be a human who has undergone extreme genetic manipulation and things of that nature. They will have scientists and stuff to come on and certify that this person is definitely an alien and not from this earth, and they may be able to pass off even a quote-unquote race of them. It's also to believe that the individual that they certify as being an alien, after they fake an alien landing or invasion, this alien will end up becoming our leader. Most likely not the president of the United States, but the president of the UN. Just like Barack Obama is not really the president of the United States, he's the president of the UN. Because as you already know, I'm preaching to the choir here, there is no United States. The United States ceased to exist on 9/11. There's no more United States of America. There's no more U.S. Constitution. It's only cited and alluded to for political purposes, but we have not been living under the U.S. Constitution since 9/11. We've been in a police state. We've been in state of emergency. We've been basically living under martial law and under Homeland Security, i.e. the UN. And it's now only a matter of time before the UN actually moves in peacekeeping troops into U.S. soil. It's only a matter of time before we see UN vehicles and UN troops in uniforms marching and walking up and down our streets. It is to be a reality. It is only a matter of time before all armed forces of all major countries are merged into one unit under the UN. It is what's going to happen. For a while, the blue UN uniforms will become commonplace, but after a while, as time goes on, those uniforms will change, most likely into the colors of red and black. Now, these are things you're not going to hear in the mainstream media. You have been warned. You've been schooled. I'm telling you, don't believe in the lie because they're going to pass it off as a lie. How long have they been planning something like this? For decades. If you go back and look at the first, well, I'll tell you what. I'll say that let's make a part 2. All right, let's make a part 2. Part 2 coming up. Fake alien invasion imminent. Thank you for listening to this edition of the Vulcan Report.